Did Steve Harvey have a secret life we never knew about? Katt Williams said all will be revealed in 2024, and he wasn't playing. These new claims could change the way you see Steve Harvey forever.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expect it. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Katt Williams has never shied away from throwing some shade at Hollywood. And no, I'm not just talking about the usual showbiz gossip. This man's been hinting for years about some shady business going on behind closed doors. According to him, if you want to make it big, you've got to play the game. Let's just say this game involved a lot more than auditions, and Steve Harvey may be a little bit too good at these games. It's like Katt has been giving us a backstage pass to the drama that unfolds in Hollywood, and now we're finally ready to listen.
Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it.
In January 2024, Katt had an iconic interview with Shannon Sharpe that shook the entire internet. He claimed that people had been lying in interviews and he was going to tell the truth, and spill he did. For close to 3 hours, Katt spoke about several celebrities, including Steve Harvey. But what shocked people the most was when he claimed that Diddy offered him $50 million 4 times to gain access to his behind.
I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
I'm sorry, what? To say people's jaw dropped is an understatement. At that time, Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy had gone public, but because it was settled so fast, they were wondering whether it was genuine or not. Some people even called Katt a liar, but the joke's on them, because now that Diddy has been arrested and is facing charges related to sex trafficking, coercion, and racketeering, these clips hit differently.
All the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bruh.
It's now common knowledge that Diddy hosted explicit parties called freak-offs, where he would bring in male workers, drug people, and force them to engage in orgies which could last for days. In the official court documents, it even says that some people would need IV fluids after the events to recover. The documents read, during freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers.
I'm in the nigga house, okay? So I'm gonna show y'all the unexclusive. See, it's shit in here that he don't want y'all to see.
If you ain't talking to a girl, then you got to go, because this ain't that type of party.
Bathroom. We're having a good time. Everybody's chilling. Get in the tub, sweetie. Be careful. If you fall, that's a lot that's gonna go down. Girl, sit your ass in the tub.
After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. If that's not unholy, I don't know what is. So, how does Steve Harvey fit into all these? We're about to get into it. We all know that several celebrities attended these freak-offs, but now Steve Harvey is being linked to them. Steve has been around Hollywood for decades, making us laugh as a stand-up comedian and then transitioning into the world of television. He's written best-selling books and even has his own show. His brand is like an advice-giving dad figure that everyone wants to turn to. Sounds pretty squeaky clean, right? Well, that's not what Katt thinks. In his interview, Katt accused Steve Harvey of lying about his humble beginnings. According to Katt, Steve wasn't as poor as he claims. Now, while that might seem like a small thing in the grand scheme of things, it actually adds another layer to the story.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey was never homeless.
Steve's whole brand has been built on the narrative of a man who rose from rags to riches through hard work and determination. But if Katt's claims are true, then what else has Steve been lying about? Katt goes on to imply that Steve steals content from other comedians and is an all-round asshole.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had.
Sheesh man went for the jugular. In case you didn't know, Steve Harvey started his career in the mid-1980s. By 1997, he toured as one of the kings of comedy alongside Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac, and D.L. Hewley. The tour was one of the most successful comedy specials in history, and it put Steve on the map. According to Katt, Steve was someone who would stab a friend in the back, because apparently he tried to steal a TV role from Bernie Mac, who he went on tour with.
What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part? What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star?
Bernie's manager told him that Steve called the producers of Ocean 11 to try and get them to let him take Bernie's place in that movie. That's just shady. In another interview, Ed Lover, who was Bernie's friend, confirmed this story.
All I can say is what Bernie told me. And he was upset with Steve because he said Steve tried to get him taken off for the Oceans movie he did.
Ocean's 11?
Yeah, and tried to vie for his part after he already got hired.
That's not all, apparently. Steve really wanted to be an actor, but had to settle for hosting shows because he could not act to save his life. Basically, Katt called Steve a con artist who did a fellow comedian dirty, and he may be right. The Think Like a Man author may not be as clean as the world thinks he is, and no one in Hollywood really is. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Did Steve Harvey attend Diddy's freak-off parties? While there's no direct evidence yet, sources close to the situation suggest that Steve wasn't just a random attendee, he was a regular. The thing is, the Harvey and Combs family have been close for years, with Diddy and Steve Harvey sharing a friendship that dates back to at least 2005. As some of the most wealthy black celebrities on the planet, the two attended the same kind of elite parties and gatherings. But recently, just like everybody else, Steve Harvey has been attempting to distance himself from the ex-rapper by removing a 2017 tweet where he praised Diddy. The harmless tweet just said, "My brother Diddy is doing a world of good for these kids." But now, it's gone. It hardly seems like a controversial tweet. That's why it's so suspicious that he took it down. The internet is having mixed reactions to this move by Steve Harvey. It seems like he is trying to cover his tracks by getting rid of anything Diddy related, which is similar to what other celebrities like Megan Fox, Usher, and Pink did after Diddy got arrested. Although Usher has claimed that his ex account was hacked and that's why his tweets got deleted, others like Steve have not addressed the public at all.
Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Steve has always given the vibes that he bends the knees to Hollywood schemes. Another reason people think Steve could have been to one of Diddy's freak-offs is because his stepdaughter Lori Harvey was rumored to have dated both Diddy and his son back in 2019. This whole speculation was particularly intriguing because, well, Lori was only 22 at that time and Diddy was 49. Lori had also been seen hanging out with Justin Combs, Diddy's son, at one of Diddy's famous Super Bowl parties in February 2019. The two first sparked romance rumors around mid-2019 after being spotted on a midnight stroll together in New York City. They were in matching outfits and all smiles, which was pretty cute. Rather than immediately shut the rumors down, they only continued to fuel the relationship speculation. They both enjoyed a trip to Italy, with Lori's family having intimate Italian lunches, and then traveled to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico together for another vacation. After milking the dating rumors and giving the paparazzi a field day, Lori goes on an interview to debunk everything.
Full-blown stories I've heard. I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
Technically, she did not explicitly say that she never dated Diddy. She just said she never dated both a father and son. Although the two never formally acknowledged being in a relationship publicly, Lori unfollowed Diddy in October 2019 and the two were not spotted together again. People are wondering what could have happened to cause such a strict reaction from Lori. It's one thing to dispel the rumors, but to unfollow Diddy but still follow his sons. It just seems like the two did not end their relationship on good terms. What was Papa Steve doing when all of this was happening? He was being quiet. Like, imagine having to smile and sip cocktails with your stepdaughter's much older boyfriend, who's also your industry peer. Steve just watched things unfold and never said anything about it, despite the age difference, or the fact that even at that time, there were rumors about Diddy being a nasty person. Remember how we said that Steve was probably the type to sit back and let Hollywood control him? Well, there are rumors that he had to give up his daughter for a while as some sort of Hollywood penance. However, Lori ran for the hills after hanging out with Diddy for only a short time. Speaking of rumors, there was also talk of Steve leaving the country almost immediately after Diddy's arrest. Most people don't skip town right when a close associate gets arrested unless they got something to hide. They also don't delete tweets related to said associate. Could it be a coincidence or was it just a work trip? As of now, he's been pretty quiet, which is fueling even more speculation. Everyone's waiting for Diddy's official trial to begin so we can start hearing the names of freak-off regulars, and the list will probably shock the world. As for Diddy, he's reportedly gearing up for his third attempt at bail. His legal team is pulling out all the stops to get him out, but with the mountain of evidence piling up, it's not looking great for him. The fact that he's even on his third attempt tells you how serious the charges are. His lawyers have been trying to paint him as someone willing to work with the authorities and give his full cooperation, but it's not gaining any public sympathy.
Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs got on a plane, left his home in Florida, flew to New York. I called the prosecutors myself. I said, Mr. Combs is in New York. Do you want to know where he is? If you want to know where he is, I'll tell you where he is, but he wants to surrender.
Diddy's first two attempts to make bail have been anything but smooth. Despite his legal team's efforts to secure a $50 million bond with several co-signers, including his own family, both attempts were denied. The prosecution painted him as a dangerous figure, recalling the many firearms found at his properties and alleged witness intimidation. With the wealth the rapper has, Diddy could potentially pay off witnesses if he gets out of jail. He also proposed restrictions, such as surrendering his passports. But it wasn't enough to sway the judge. News headlines say that Diddy has assembled a new legal team to try for a new bail hearing. As we wait to see whether Diddy will be released, it's becoming clear that this scandal isn't just going to blow over. It's only going to get bigger, and more people, including Steve Harvey, are likely to be implicated. And there you have it. Hollywood's messy underbelly just got a little more exposed, thanks to Katt Williams and his unapologetic truth bombs. But let's be real. Is this the downfall of Diddy and his untouchable circle? Or is this just another chapter in the Hollywood scandal playbook? And what about Katt Williams? Do we finally owe him an apology for calling him crazy all these years? We're dying to know your thoughts. Let's talk it out in the comments below.